I am so tired. So tired. Hey everybody. So we have pulled over, and yes, I do not have my slap cap on. I redid my twists yesterday so they're all nice and moisturized. Look at those babies. Ain't they purty? So fat and juicy and moisturized. So for the newbies to the channel, well, to the family, yeah, I show myself in like the most least flattering light. The most least flattering. I don't wear makeup. I'm all natural. My hair is natural. There's no chemical relaxer in it to straighten it. I don't wear makeup. The most I have on my face is some moisturizer. Because as I'm getting older, my skin's getting drier. I've got gray hairs. I've got thinning hairline a little bit, which I think is hereditary because my mom had that. So anyway, if you're new to the family, welcome to the family. We are truly family here. I show y'all with myself with crust in my eyes sometimes. You know, it is what it is. It's all love, right? You don't care what I look like. You just want to hear what I have to say, I guess. So we made it to Alabama, but we are just perusing through Alabama because we're near Birmingham. It's Gardendale, I think it's called. It's like a northern suburb of Birmingham because we're going up to Tennessee. And we'll be in Tennessee tomorrow morning. We're only like 2.5 hours from Tennessee to the place we're going in Tennessee. So we're going to meet up with some van dwelling friends of mine. There are 3 of them, maybe 4. So we're going to go meet up with them for a private little meetup. And just to chill for a couple of days. So we'll be there tomorrow, which is Friday, Saturday, and then leave on Sunday to come back to Montgomery, Alabama. I have not figured out what I want to do in Montgomery, Alabama. So for those of you guys that are in the area, can you tell me some free places that I can meet up with someone? We're not doing Starbucks anymore. Yeah, I'm not doing Starbucks anymore. I am sort of kind of boycotting Starbucks. Kind of, maybe. I'm not sure yet. But right now, I'm not going to any Starbucks. At least not for the foreseeable future. We'll see what happens with this whole fiasco. I know they're shutting down their stores on May 29th for some racial sensitivity training, whatever. But, you know, other videos have surfaced about Starbucks. The one that the guy went into the Starbucks and wanted to use the bathroom and wash his hands before he ordered, and he asked for the bathroom code, which not every Starbucks has those codes. I've only encountered that one time, and that's when I was in, where was I? Georgia. That was the only place I ever encountered the coded bathroom. So anyway, you have to have a code. It's a lock door, and you put the code in to get in. And so he went to the front, to the register, and asked for the code. She would not give him the code and said the code is only for paying customers. Now, I don't know if he tried to explain to her that he wanted to use the bathroom and wash his hands before getting his drink because it's kind of nasty to take your food or your drink into the bathroom. That's gross. I don't do that either. I mean, unless I'm by myself and I've already ordered, then, you know, or I'm leaving out and I'm by myself. But sometimes I'll go to the car, or to the van, and I'll put my drink in and my leftover food and then come back in and use the bathroom. You know, it just depends. But I try not to take food or drink into anybody's bathroom, even in a house. It's just gross. But anyway, so I don't know if he explained to her that he was going to be doing that, ordering, but he wanted to use the bathroom first. But anyway, as he was waiting at the bathroom door, I guess he had seen a gentleman go in, get the code, and go to the bathroom without buying anything. So he stood just outside the bathroom and waited for the gentleman, who was Caucasian, white, and the guy making the video was black, and said, "Hey, did she give you the code and didn't ask you to buy anything?" He said, "Yeah, I didn't have to buy anything." So they had a quick little conversation, and he said, "Are you going to buy something now?" And he said, "Yeah, I'm going to go get coffee now." So the 2 of them went up to the front, and so the black guy holding the cell phone talked to the woman at the Starbucks. I don't know if she was a manager or not. I have no idea. And said, you know, how come he got the code to go to the bathroom without buying anything, but you told me I had to buy something? And she was like, you have to stop filming me. Please don't film me. Don't film me. And then she tried to make it seem like a big hoopla. She made it more than it was. He asked a simple question she never answered. She never answered him. And then the next thing you know, there's a police officer basically with his body moving him towards the door to get out of the Starbucks. So it could be individual people. It could be the company. I don't know. I think the COO of the Starbucks is a black woman, from what I understand, the little bits and pieces I've been reading. And the CEO of Starbucks met with the two black men who were arrested for sitting and loitering as they were waiting for a friend to come in to the Starbucks, who they were having a meeting with for an investment meeting with. And was waiting to get their drinks when he came, because apparently he was going to treat them to coffee, and so they were waiting, and they wanted to use the bathroom, or at least one of them wanted to use the bathroom while they were waiting, and they were told, if you're not going to buy anything, you need to leave. And that's when they explained, we have a meeting, and the gentleman who's coming to meet us is treating us, so we just wanted to, he just wanted to use the bathroom before we met. We're not leaving, we're waiting because we're having a meeting. And that's when that manager of that Starbucks in Philadelphia called the police and said they're loitering. I've asked them to leave and they refuse. And I guess the police asked them to leave as well. And they said, we are waiting for someone. We are paying customers. He is going to be buying the coffee. We are not loitering. And then that's when the police started to put them in handcuffs. And they did not say a word on the video that I heard. And they were very calm. And as they were cuffing them, their friend came in and was like, what's going on? What happened? And their friend they were meeting was a white man. So anyway, the CEO of Starbucks met with those two gentlemen. The latest, the more bigger outrage of Starbucks. So I don't know what was said. I don't know if they got a settlement, which I think they should, because that video has gone viral. Their faces are clearly seen in it. I'm glad they did not make any resisting of arrest. You know how they always have to claim you're resisting arrest, but nothing. So I'm so glad that they carried themselves with class and dignity. I think that because they weren't dressed in suits or what have you, maybe they weren't taken as seriously, but it shouldn't matter what you're wearing. I go to Starbucks all the time wearing just whatever, t-shirt, jeans, tennis shoes, flip-flops, whatever, and I use the Wi-Fi, and I've never been harassed. Which is why it's upsetting to me, because Starbucks is usually my go-to place for Wi-Fi. So now I'll just be frequenting libraries instead. And it's not a big deal to find a public library. It's hard to find one on a Sunday because they're not always open on Sundays. But yeah, so it's unfortunate that Starbucks is having all this these issues with racial profiling, if you will. But just everybody needs to just treat people like they're human, because we're all human, and stop being so biased and so prejudiced for random crap. If someone's, how many people, in the comments you can even tell me how many people you know or you have gone to Starbucks and just sat around and not ordered anything. I've gone to Starbucks with my reusable Starbucks cup, and I will get boiling hot water in it, and I'll put my own tea bag in, and I will sit there, sip on this, and sometimes I don't get anything. So I don't understand why, why this is happening. It's just, I feel like certain things in the media and in the news and in the 24-hour news cycle thing, and, current administration and all that is just emboldening people to spew their hatred and say whatever they want without cause for concern or thinking anything is going to happen to them. Now, that manager of that Starbucks is it's unclear if she quit, was fired, or was transferred. So I've heard 3 different versions of what happened to that particular manager. So I don't know. I'm hoping she got fired, because I want her to have that fired on her resume. But I read one news, online news thing, and I don't know what it was, but said that they gave her the opportunity to quit so she would not have a firing on her resume. I feel like that should follow her. I'm sorry. I guess that's the petty in me, but anyway, it just is what it is, right? So, I'm a little bit slap happy because I got up at 3:30 this morning and could not go back to sleep. So I've been up since 3:30 this morning. We drove for about 45 minutes, and then I pulled over at where did we pull over at? at Love's truck stop off of Highway 20, and I took an hour-and-a-half nap, and then we did the rest of our another hour or so, a little more than an hour, I think. Hour, I don't know. Anyway, so we ended up where we are now. So it's quite early in the day, and so I'm trying not to stay, I'm trying to stay awake, because if I go to sleep now, I'm going to wake up in the middle of the night again, and I'm going to have the same issue tomorrow. So I'm going to be doing some crafting, not on video, don't worry, this is not a crafting video. I'm going to be doing some crafting, but when I was pulling out my crafting stuff to look at what I wanted to do, I decided that I'm going to start a series, a video series, and it's going to be really weird. Not weird, it's just something I've been thinking about, and it won't leave my mind. It keeps popping back up into my mind. So the video, and I don't know if I'm going to start it this month while we're doing Veda, or if I'm going to wait until May. I would love to wait until May, but we've still got 1, 2, wait, not today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 more days of this month. And who's to say I'm going to have good content? Doing a video every day is hard. You guys just don't understand. And it's not even the editing part. On a day like today where all we did was drive, what am I going to show you? Like, there's nothing good, you know? There's no good material. There's no good stuff. I don't know. I guess I'll have to do a few more lives. Speaking of lives, April 28th, we have our book club. So if you have not, and I got to go through this and do some highlighting. I finished listening to it on Audible. So if you have not gotten your book yet, it's crunch time. You need to get it, and you need to read it, and you need to have it read before the 28th. So you have a week and 2 days to read this book, which you can easily do it. You can honestly read this book in one sitting because it's so good that you just want to read more. The audio, I think, was 6 hours, I want to say. Between 5 and 6 hours was the audio, I think. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip through a few of these. I didn't do any highlighting or underlining because as I was listening to this book, I wasn't reading it. I was driving, so I couldn't do any of that. But what I'm going to do is go through it, and I'm going to do some highlighting or underlining or note-taking maybe, just for the live video on the 28th, so I can really point out some stuff that I want to point out. So the book is in sections, and I think I'll just talk about maybe one thing per section. One, because there's a lot of sections here. There's there's parts. So part 1 is life, part 2 is culture, part 3 is social media, and part 4 is fame. So I'll pick out 1 or 2 things from each part to just share, and then we'll just go from there. So hopefully enough of you read this and we can have a really good discussion. The Alchemist was a good discussion, so I want to have another good discussion about that book, the I'm Judging You book. Anywho, what else did I want to tell you guys? Oh, so my series that I want to do is like my top 5s. So it's just a bunch of lists keep popping in my head and have been for like 2 months now. And it's my top 5s, like my top 5 favorite Netflix shows or series, my top 5 favorite solo female singers, my top 5 music groups, my top 5 favorite foods and or restaurants, you know, that kind of thing. And I think I want to do that. And so each video would be a short, maybe 20, 30 minute, hopefully less than 30 minutes, 20-minute video on what my top 5s are and just a little information about each one, like why I like it, or what about it makes it made it make my top 5 list. So let me know what you think in the comments about that. I think it's a good idea. I think it's a cool idea. So I'm not sure if I'm going to do a video every day in May, because Veda is also for August. So I think I'll be burnt out by the time August comes around. So I'll try and come up, our monthly schedule of our lives will remain for the duration, is for the foreseeable future. I haven't decided to change that at all, so don't worry. The 3 monthly lives that we do each month will be for the foreseeable future. Don't forget, in June, we're adding a new monthly live, so we'll have 4 scheduled lives. So the first Saturday of the month will always be a podcast, so please go to the website and find out which podcast we're doing for May. The third Sunday of the month is always a live Q&A. And the last Saturday of the month is always a book club. And we're going to be adding in June the second, I believe it's the second Friday of the month is going to be Freaky Friday, where we do a 30-minute adults only live, no holds barred, talking about whatever you want to talk about it, including sex. Most likely always going to be sex. But yeah, that's just, and that I'm capping at 30 minutes because I cannot get paid for that video, because there will be cussing and there will be sex talk, and YouTube is not going to pay me for that. So that will be a 30-minute video. We will cut that one at 30 minutes. But so in June, look forward to that. Let me look at it now. Hold on. That is June. That's June the 8th. So June the 8th will be our first Freaky Friday adults only live chat. And I believe it's at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Please check the calendar on the website. If you go to the website, you have access to my t-shirt stores. You have access to my calendar of where I'm going and what we do. As far as, excuse me, as far as the live videos. You have access to my blog, which is like a social media for those that don't have social media. I'm using it like that because a lot of people are not on Facebook and a lot of people are not on Instagram, but they want to see pictures or different things and they want to get the black facts that I post every day. And so my blog is like social media for those that don't have social media. So if you don't have any form of social media, Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, go to my website, CrystalVannerCreations.com, and I'll put the link. It's always there. Go to my website, and you'll have access to my blog, which is just like my social media. I try and share pictures there. Sometimes I forget, but my black facts are there every day. Every day I share 3 or more black facts for that day. Black history facts, black facts, whatever you want to call them. So anyway, this video has gone on long enough, so I'm going to be quiet. And I'm going to get settled and I'm going to craft until about 7 or 8, and then I'm going to bed. I love you guys so much. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for being a part of my family. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and make sure your gray bell has the little brackets around it. All right? See you tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in to another video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the gray bell, options, all, and OK to get all notifications.